Hi, my name is James Holroyd from PocketSurvey Cloud Surveying Software. Welcome to this short demonstration of our passive fire protection software. I'm going to show you how the Fire Spaces inspection software works and how to create your inspection reports quickly and easily. We call the app Fire Spaces because you can use it to inspect fire compartmentation and also to carry out remedial fire stopping works. Contact us to get your low-cost trial, where you can get your first month's subscription at a reduced price. The first thing to mention about the app is that it's designed for mobile devices, but also works great on desktop computers. There's only one interface to learn, which looks the same on all devices. So you can use it on Apple or Android, tablets and phones, as well as desktop computers such as Windows, Mac and Chrome. All our cloud-based apps look similar and have some common features. Watch our longer training video to find out about these. The button at the bottom left accesses all your reports, showing your building reports organised by town. At the top left, the main menu gives you access to valuable features such as the jobs calendar, location maps, jobs progress, users, client information, app setup features, help and support, and even the ability to export your data to spreadsheets. PocketSurvey has a unique feature that allows you to customize the menus and report structure within the app setup. We'll come back to that later on. So let's look at a Fire Spaces inspection I've already done to give you an overview of what comes out at the end. On the buildings list, I tap on a building and you'll see the front page photo and inspection status, and then below that you've got some buttons. We can add a fire space, we can copy the building information. There's a button to create the inspection report, and want to open the generated report. If we scroll down, you'll see which client this report belongs to. That is if you have multiple clients. You can turn off the clients feature in the app setup if you don't want to use it. The inspection details section shows the inspector, inspection date, inspection time, the type of inspection, followed by some free format descriptive notes. The building details section shows more information about the building. There's an optional section to capture general building information. Of course, the most essential part of the report is the Fire Spaces section. You will see all the fire space items inspected if you tap the View button. The items are grouped into satisfactory and non-satisfactory. You can add more fire space items using the Add button. Towards the end, you've got general building images such as floor plans, schematics and any image you want to add to your report. If you want to make changes to the inspection, select the Edit button. Let's scroll back to the top of the building record. To create your PDF report, choose the Create Report button, and when the report is ready, select the Open Report button. Let's look at a typical report in more detail. The front page is branded with your logo and your address. Then you've got your front photo of the building, plus an optional trade logo. Then you get an automatic table of contents, which is all hyperlinked, so you can jump to the different sections quickly. The report contains quite a lot of detailed information, all created at a click of a button. Then you've got an introduction page. Now all these phrases can be edited in the app, but we'll come to that later in the app setup. The overview section of the report shows inspection details, optional client details, building details, and you've got a breakdown showing the status of all the fire compartmentation items assessed. If you've enabled the building information feature, you can capture a lot of general information about the building. All of this is configurable in the app setup. Then there's a summary of all non-satisfactory fire spaces. Then, for each item, detailed information covers location and description of each space along with a space reference, compliance status, then more details about the penetration, services, rating and materials in place or to be used, and any notes you've added. You can have up to 4 photos for each item. 2 for the current status and 2 for the unstopped situation. Each fire space item is shown in a similar format, showing before and after photos if required. Your clients will love the report format. You've got your disclaimer and limitations section. Bear in mind that all these phrases in your report can be set up within the app to customize it to your needs. The quality assurance statement will show the inspector's signature, and if you've chosen to use quality checkers, their details as well. At the end you have your floor plans and any additional building images you've included in your report. If you want to save your PDF report, tap the download button to save it to your storage area. Let's close the PDF report and get back to the app. We can return to the buildings list by tapping the buildings icon at the bottom left. So let's start a new Fire Spaces inspection to see how easy it is. Tap the Add button at the bottom right of the buildings list screen. You'll see a scrollable form with several fields to fill in. Most of these will be user configurable menus to speed up data entry. First, you can choose a client, or if you want to, add a new one. Let's add a new client organization. Type my client, then tap Use. Then you can either add a client contact name or pick an existing one. You can store other information about your client, which is helpful if you want to contact your clients on site, and so you have a little client database. Then we can choose the inspector. You can have different classes of inspectors, like more powerful administrators. You can also have a client login where a client can access their reports via a client portal. Choose an inspection date and an inspection time, and then add some inspection notes if you want to. The inspection status menu helps you track the workflow of your reports. We use a color-coded pipeline approach where you go from schedule through to completed work. Remember, you can add this information on site or do it in the office if you prefer. Now let's add some building details. You have a place to add a building reference, or you can use a report reference instead. Adding addresses is easy since Google will search for the address if you start typing it in. You can import addresses in bulk using the import feature within the app. The building name is used to identify different buildings at the same address. Choose a building type. You can add an optional short description of the building. It's a good idea to allocate the report to a town, especially if you work nationwide. Enter other building details as required. Your reports will look much better with photos, and PocketSurvey makes this easy for you. So let's take a building photo. I'm going to choose one that I've already taken. Because I'm using a desktop computer, but you would snap this on site directly from your camera. That's the photo added to the front page of your report. You use a similar approach when taking fire space item photos. We'll have to choose Save the Building Record. You'll notice it's prompting us to choose which inspection type to use since it's a mandatory field. Choose an appropriate inspection type, then Save to add your report to the buildings list. Now we've set up the first part of the report. We can now inspect the fire space items in the building. Let's do that now. So we'll tap into the building record to view it, and you'll see the information we've entered so far. What we're going to do now is add a fire space item. We'll tap the Add Space button to load the scrollable data entry form. You should establish a location first, so you should choose a particular floor. And then you can specify a compartmentation area. You can tailor the list of locations to suit your needs in the app setup. Then you give it a space reference. We've set some up for you, but you can enter your own if you wish. Next, we enter information such as penetration type. We tick all the services through the penetration. Choose a penetration size or enter your own. Choose the required fire rating. Then choose the compartmentation status. There are two statuses to choose from, and each one works slightly differently. Let's choose Not Satisfactory for this example. And then we can choose from a predefined list of notes. Enter some additional free format notes if you wish. You'll notice we have an action priority and a list of proposed fire stopping materials to choose from. You can look through these and tick all the relevant ones. You also can search the list to make it easier. Let's take a current before photo. You can take up to 4 photos per space item, 2 for the before situation and 2 for the after situation. We'll come to that shortly. The app will automatically launch the camera on your mobile device. However, I'll pick one from my computer because I'm demonstrating the app on a desktop. You can take more photos in a similar way. So that's a fire space done. Choose Save. What we're going to do now is assume that fire stopping work has been carried out and we want to reassess the compartmentation area. Let's choose the building record and re-inspect a fire space. Scroll down to the fire space we want to re-inspect and choose the edit pencil icon. The existing information is shown. We just need to change the information as required. Change the status to satisfactory. Change the notes to work complete. We can keep the original action plan or clear the information if you wish. Let's move on to how the fire stopping was implemented. As you scroll down, you will see the materials used list has been automatically populated. You might need to change some of this information. We need to change the current image to reflect the fire stopping works. Let's go and do that now. The app will automatically launch the camera on your mobile device. However, I'll pick one from my computer because I'm demonstrating the app on a desktop. If you scroll to the end, you'll see the app has automatically inserted the previously taken before image for you. As usual, we choose Save. So that's how you re-inspect a fire space after work has been carried out. Once you've inspected all the items in your building, you can now create your PDF report. You tap into the building record and choose the more prominent Create Report button. You will be prompted to confirm. It takes about 30 or 60 seconds while the software generates the report in the background. You can continue to work on other inspections while you are waiting. The Open Report button will appear when your report is ready. So far we've covered the main aspects of creating a fire stopping inspection report. As you've seen, it's quick and easy to do and produces a fantastic client report. But there's lots more to the software. The most revolutionary part of all the PocketSurvey apps is the app setup feature, where you can customize menus and report sections to suit your needs. You will see several configuration areas. In the middle of the screen, you have a place to modify penetration types. I view the penetration types by tapping the large plus icon. Don't be afraid of experimenting during your low-cost trial. We're always on hand to give you help and support. You can also control the report designed to customize the PDF report to your needs. Now, remember to get your low-cost trial if you're not already a PocketSurvey user, where you will get your first month's subscription at a vastly reduced price. There's no obligation to carry on your subscription after the trial month, and you've got access to the full software, including free training and support. If you don't like the software after that, that's no problem. Just let us know and we won't bill you, and you can continue your search for a digital solution for your fire compartmentation and stopping inspections. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to learn more about any of our PocketSurvey apps, please visit our website PocketSurvey.com, where you'll see lots of information about all our building and inspection software. So that's the PocketSurvey Fire Spaces inspection software in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Bye for now and see you soon.